so here we are. Let's take a look now at our next step, which is to manually control an LED with our Raspberry Pi and our Python coding. So we're going to go ahead and just write a new program here. So make sure you saved your previous one if you haven't done that already. And so I've got here in my Moo, and I'm going to click on New. All right, you can see my program is already saved, and here's my new one. And what we're going to write first is we got to import, again, just like every time, the libraries that we need. So we need two. This time we need the LED and the button. So we're going to start with from GPIO 0. Okay, we're going to import LED, and then we can do a comma here, and we can also add button. Which is nice to have that right there so we don't have to repeat those lines over and over. So we've got LED and button. And then we're going to add also the ones we used from day 11. From time, we're going to import sleep. Okay, so we've got that there as well. Remember, we used that to flash our LED lights in day 11 on and off using that sleep of 1 second. So now we got to go ahead and then identify our variables. So we're going to use, if you use the same setup as yesterday, we know we've got our LED and GPIO pin 17, and our button is button number 2. So let's go ahead and write our variables. So LED is going to be equal to LED 17. That's what we used yesterday. All right, and then button variable is going to be equal to button, and we just did that in the previous code, button on GPIO pin number 2. So now that we got those, let's go ahead and just keep this going here and see what we can do here. So you can see how the button can control another output. We outputted a text on the Python program. Now we're going to do this with an LED. So we will use the same code we used yesterday in the previous thing. Wait for press. All right. And then we're going to turn the LED on. Okay, and the way we do that is we're just going to say LED on, if you remember that from the other day. All right, we have a sleep. I'm going to do 1 second. The program on the website suggests 3, but I'm just going to do 1, and then we will go ahead and then turn the LED off. All right. So now when we go and run this, let's save this first. So we're going to do button LED control. Okay, so now when I do this, it should turn our LED light on when I press the button. There you go. All right, now we don't have it in a loop or anything like that, so it's only going to run once. So I have to run the program again once I do that. So you can see here, if I don't keep pressing the button, nothing happens. So I have to stop the program, and then I'd have to run it again. Challenge for you would be to think, how do we make that happen unlimited? And if you remember, we wrote some code yesterday on how to loop something to happen over and over again, and see if you can figure that out. You can go ahead and add that to your code and explore. So now on this one, short, simple, sweet, we've now expanded our button to control an output of an LED. When we press the button, it turns it on, and then we write some code for it to turn off. So now in our next video, we're going to take a look at how to make a switch. So when you're ready for that, go ahead and click down to the next section of the project on the Raspberry Pi site and the next video on the complimentary website. All right, my friends, as always, stay awesome.